Hello, this is Allie with the Perception Trainers, author of The Perception Diet, and today we're going to do part 2 of why your dissatisfaction is actually a super awesome thing in your life. So in the last video, if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend that you go and watch that one first. Essentially, we just covered why dissatisfaction is a good thing. It is actually calling you to go into your heart, to go inside yourself, so not go outside, not try and do all these things outside yourself, but go inside, go into your heart, and figure out what it is that you need to do to step outside of your box, to step outside your comfort zone, to expand, to grow, to learn more about yourself, and to live a life that's more in alignment with who you are. And that is what dissatisfaction is calling you to do, right? So your dissatisfaction is there to call you to take the next step on your path, all right? So today, in this video, what I want to do is lead you through a meditation to help you connect with your dissatisfaction, and so that you can figure out what it is your dissatisfaction is trying to get you to do, what your dissatisfaction is trying to get you to grow into, so that you can hear what your dissatisfaction is trying to tell you. So rather than running away from it, we're going to run into it, right? We're going to release resistance to it, and this is how you do that. So this is not just theory, this is how you actually release resistance to your dissatisfaction. Now, the other thing that I want to say before we go into this is essentially you can use this process for any negative emotion. Any negative feeling, anything that makes you feel uncomfortable, you can use this exact same meditation. And just instead of visualizing the dissatisfaction, you can visualize your anger, or visualize your sadness, or visualize your anxiety, or visualize anything that you're uncomfortable with, and use the meditation that way, okay? So the last thing that I want to say before we start is, again, that this is about learning how to release resistance to your negative stuff, to everything that feels uncomfortable, because everything in your life is there to help you in some way. Everything in your life has been created by you on some level to help you move forward, okay? And so the more you can learn to go into these things and to see them for what they really are, which is helpful, the easier your life is going to be in general. The less negative feeling you're going to have to feel and experience, and the shorter amount of time those negative experiences are going to stay with you, because you're going to understand how to figure out what they're trying to tell you, and therefore you can, move forward, and then they don't need to be there anymore, okay? So for this meditation, when you are feeling dissatisfied, when you are feeling agitated in your life, when you are feeling like things aren't going the way you want them to, and you're feeling like you want to quit your job, or you want to leave your partner, or you want to, like, things would be better if you just lost weight, or things would just be better if you just had this car or that clothes or whatever. This is the time to do this meditation, okay? When you're feeling that dissatisfaction, all right? So to begin, I just invite you to close your eyes, find a comfortable seat, so shift around if you need to, move pillows, move yourself to a different place, whatever it takes so that you can feel comfortable for the next 10 minutes, not being disturbed. Close the door, even just do this with headphones. And then when you find your comfortable place, even if you need to pause the video before you can do that, do that. And then when you find your comfortable seat, just inviting your inhales to lengthen a little, and inviting a long, smooth exhale. Again, inhaling, long, smooth exhale, keeping the eyes closed. And if you're noticing that your mind is racing a little, that's all right. If you notice that you're feeling drawn into the future or drawn into the past, again, that's totally fine. One more time, just taking a nice deep inhale, long, smooth exhale. And then just sending your mind down to your feet. Noticing how your feet are feeling, giving your toes a little wiggle, and inviting your feet to relax. Sending your mind to your lower legs, noticing if there's any tension, and inviting that tension to release. Noticing the upper legs, noticing if you're holding any tension in the legs that is not necessary to hold you in your seated or laying down position, and just releasing that tension. And noticing the seat, feeling the support that's holding you, and allowing your seat to just totally soften into that support. Drawing the mind to the low back, middle back, and upper back. Noticing if there's any excess tension there. And just allowing that excess tension to relax and release. Drawing your mind to the belly. Noticing if you're holding the belly or sucking in the belly or drawing the abdomen in. And then just inviting a nice, deep, long, smooth inhale to fully relax and release those belly muscles so that the air can reach all the way to the bottom of the pelvis. Again, inhaling, allowing those belly muscles to just totally relax and release. Only the amount of tension necessary to hold you in your seat, nothing more. Drawing the mind to the hands, the fingers, just wiggling the hands, wiggling the fingers, releasing any tension. Noticing the lower arms and inviting them to relax. Upper arms, imagining the muscles soft, tension-free. Bringing your mind to your shoulders, allowing the shoulders to just drop down and away from the ears. Maybe noticing some space being created between the collarbones. Chest relaxes. Releasing the neck. Releasing the muscles of the face, creating lots of space between the eyebrows. Loose and heavy jaw. Finally, the skin on the head, back of the head. Just allow it to relax and release. Again, taking a nice deep inhale, long, smooth exhale. One more time, inviting the body to just relax. You are safe. And now shifting your focus slightly to the heart center, to the center of the chest, and just noticing any physical sensations you feel in this area right now. Noticing any tension or strain or tightness or aching. And just allowing that to be. Now seeing if you can tune in enough to sense your own heartbeat. Maybe you can hear it in your ears. Maybe you can feel it in your chest. Maybe you can just sense it in some other way. And if you can't, that's alright. Just sending your awareness to your physical heart. Sending it some love and compassion. And now from here, I invite you to switch your perspective again to your energetic heart. So noticing any emotion or any sensation you feel in your heart space, in your heart center, as you focus on it right now. Maybe you feel a spaciousness, or perhaps you feel a tightness. Maybe you feel a lightness or a heaviness. Whatever you feel, just tuning in. And now slowly using the mind's eye, I invite you to imagine your heart as a room that you can stand in. So this heart space room is a room of your center of love and your center of compassion. It's a room that houses your higher self. And this room is totally and completely safe and sacred. And so I invite you to imagine yourself standing inside of this heart space room. Your center of love and compassion, and just noticing what the room looks like. First, noticing the colors of the room. Notice the shape and the size of the room. Notice the floor. Notice the walls. Notice the ceiling. Notice if there's any furniture in your room. Notice if there are any windows or skylights or doors, or if the room is enclosed. Noticing if there's any decorations in the room, any art, any plants. And as you stand inside your heart space room, I want you to notice if you hear anything. Perhaps water flowing, or birds singing, or perhaps it's quiet. And I will invite you to walk around and feel the textures of your room. Feel what the floor feels like, what the walls feel like. If there's any decorations or furniture, just go up and touch them. And from here, I invite you to notice if there's any smell or aroma in your heart space room. And then just tuning in and noticing how you feel energetically and emotionally standing inside of your heart space room. Noticing how your heart feels. Noticing the calm and the peace and the knowing that exists inside your heart space room. And just take a moment to allow yourself to experience the joy and the peace inside this room. Now from here, I invite you to call your feeling of dissatisfaction into your heart space room with you. So first, feel that feeling of dissatisfaction energetically and emotionally. And then personify that feeling as an object or a person or an animal or an entity. And invite that personification to come stand with you in your heart space room. So first notice how that feeling of anxiety or closing down or fear arises within you as you stand beside your personified dissatisfaction. And in this moment, I invite you to just take a nice, deep, smooth inhale, long, smooth exhale, and remind yourself that you have actually created this, and that it is there to help you, not to hurt you. So breathing for as long as it takes for you to relax around this dissatisfaction that is now standing in your room with you. Seeing if you can move yourself just ever closer to this personified dissatisfaction. Sending it love, sending it compassion out your heart center. and come into a place where you can relax. And again, I invite you to visualize a white light coming from your chest, from your heart center, and sending that white light to this personified dissatisfaction. Telling the dissatisfaction that you love it, that you accept it, and that you want to know why it's here. And then whenever you feel ready, whenever you feel calm and relaxed and easy beside your dissatisfaction, I invite you to ask the dissatisfaction what it is asking you to do. What it is asking you to expand into. What it is asking you to see. Or what it is asking you to know. And then just take a moment to allow your dissatisfaction to respond to you in whatever way. So this may be words, it may be pictures, it may be an impression or a feeling. Just giving it space and time to communicate back with you. Staying relaxed and easy. If an answer doesn't come right away, that's all right. So staying for as long as you like with your feeling of dissatisfaction until you feel that you've gotten the answer that you need. And when you have done so, I invite you to imagine your feeling of dissatisfaction dissolving into an orb of light that hovers in front of you. And then as this orb of light hovers in front of you, I invite you to allow that orb of light to make its way into your heart center. And then to fill your whole being with light and newness and expansion and growth and excitement. So allowing the dissatisfaction to integrate back into you as the light it has always been, filling you from head to toe with newness. Taking one more moment to just feel the feeling of peace and calm and knowing, compassion and love that exists inside your heart center. Knowing you can return to this place at any moment with any negative emotion and allow it to show you what it is so that it can be reintegrated into you as light, as newness, as freshness. And then drawing yourself gently back to your body, taking a nice deep inhale, long smooth exhale, keeping the shoulders a roll, turning the head side to side, wiggling fingers and toes, and then just gently drawing the hands to heart center, bowing your chin to your chest to acknowledge yourself. And then whenever you're ready, opening the eyes. So you can use this meditation whenever you feel a negative emotion. And if you didn't get anything the first time, that's fine. Okay? Continue to go back in, go back in, go back in. If you weren't able to relax, if you weren't able to feel safe, that's all right. Just attempt it over and over until you get to that place where you can feel safe with your dissatisfaction. And then just know that even if you didn't get anything immediately, I would invite you to journal or continue to contemplate and reflect as you move forward throughout your day and see if any answers arise, okay? So I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Like, subscribe, questions, comments, concerns, leave those down below. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.